Hello, and welcome to the Living Blind Blog Podcast.
I'm here with Stephanie, and of course, Sean's right there. Hey, this is Sean. How you doing? And,
Invisible twin over there.
She brought it to my attention that Netflix, the quicker, thicker, picker-upper that's just with described movies, has made a change. Steph?
I finally bit the bullet and signed up for Netflix.
Biting bullets isn't good. I hope you have dentures.
And I discovered that you cannot sign up on the phone. Even though, like, everything is there for you to click on, you just can't click on it with Voiceover. And I was telling my cousin, I can't sign up on the phone, and she's like, so sign up on the computer. So I did that.
Uh-huh.
And while signing up, it worked great, except that I couldn't switch from the $9.99 plan to a different plan, and I'm not entirely sure why. But that's fine, because, I'll take the $9.99 plan. It doesn't bother me.
No, just out of curiosity, what web browser did you use?
Firefox. So it might be different with, like, Internet Explorer or something like that.
Yeah, it just may be different with Internet Explorer. And you used NVDA, right?
Yes.
Okay. For people who don't know, that's non-visual desktop immunities or something like that. Access.
Non-desktop access. Non-visual desktop access.
And how is it? Other than the sign-up process.
I love it. There was a few buttons that were unlabeled, and for some reason, this is on the phone app. There were a few buttons that were unlabeled until they released the update. And for some reason, it kept throwing errors up at me and saying that I needed to go to the website if the error persisted. But I asked my cousin, and my cousin hasn't been getting those errors, so I don't know.
Yeah,
and after the
right?
and after the update, it fixed that error for me. And they labeled some of the buttons, so that's good.
So, do you have any idea what update this is currently? Okay.
No, but
Ladies and gentlemen, that's update. Get it in your app store for Netflix. Is there a section that is described? And have you watched a movie that is described yet? Or a show?
I don't know specifically what's described because they don't have an actual list on Netflix.
You
like
hear that,
on the
Netflix?
app.
You still don't have something that says, hey, you blind people, this is described. Okay. And I'm guessing, Steph, we're at the top of the screen, and the browse button should be there.
Yes.
And let's explore the screen a little bit.
Browse button, target selector button.
I have no idea what that is.
Me neither.
That's a newly labeled thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
That wasn't labeled before.
Search button.
There's a search button. So let's say, if we wanted to, search for, like I'm really just going to say a random described show. Oh, like Daredevil. Just saying. Let's see what happens when you type in something there. And I'm guessing you could double tap on it and use your dictation feature.
Start.
Yes. But also, you can start typing, and hang on.
D. A. Enter. Search completed. Marvel's Daredevil button.
Well, I'll be
right there.
damned. It's like the smart away for Amazon. And when you double tap on that, what happens?
Button selected. Play Marvel's Daredevil button.
So
You can see a description of the show. You can play it.
Well, let's see.
2015 TVN 8. 2 seasons. X1:1. Into the Ring. You've watched 1 minute, 51 seconds of 53 minutes, 39 seconds.
I started it over.
Murdoch's vigilante crime fighting of his new law practice find equally dangerous challenges in a murder case tied to a corporate crime syndicate. Charlie Hawks, link. Deborah Ann Wall, link.
That's the actors.
Eldon Henson, link.
And I'm
Charlie
guessing
Hawks.
if the actors are in other things, because they're links, they'll show you what they've been in.
Deborah Elton had cast removed from share button.
And you can add it to your list, which is really cool.
So what's the share button for?
I'm guessing Twitter and Facebook. You can click on it if you want.
Sure.
Share, alert, cancel, button, airdrop, message, button, mail, button, reminders, ads and notes, Twitter, button, draggable.
Oh, cool.
Tap and hold, wait for the sound, then drag to rearrange.
Yeah, it's like your typical share thing.
Okay, cool.
And you can see a list of episodes.
Okay, let's see.
Play episode 1, button. Play episode 1, button. Play episode 2, button. Play episode 2, button. You've watched 53 minutes. 2, cut man.
Sounds like you've been busy.
Yeah, I've watched both seasons.
Oh, cool. So, being that Daredevil was one of the first shows to be described for Netflix, what do you think about it? As far as show perspective-wise, and as far as blindness-wise?
I think that as you're watching this, you have to remember that it's originally a comic, so there's going to be some stuff that isn't exactly perceptive of blind people because, you know, he's the hero. So...
Are you saying that blind people can't be heroes?
I'm not saying that, but
No,
I'm saying
okay.
that there's going to be stuff that's slightly exaggerated or... and there is stuff that's exaggerated, like his hearing and certain things like that is really, really exaggerated. But other than that, it's pretty accurate.
Huh. Well, thank God he uses a cane. In the movie, there was a braille printer, but no computer. Wow.
And I like that because it shows you like what you're currently watching, so you can just quickly go to it and you don't have to like search for it again.
Oh, that's cool.
It says continue watching, and then it says your name, because you can have like 5 different profiles on your account. At least the one that I have, you can have 5 different profiles.
So you said Fuller House had description in it, right?
Yes.
Have you turned that on?
Yes.
So let's go into Fuller House and see what an episode is like, if you don't mind.
My audio description is automatically turned on because I had it turned on.
Hey, that's no problem. Works for me.
Alrighty.
Marvel's Daredevil. Button.
Basically, if you have it already turned on your phone, you
TV
can
shows. Heading. Mark Fuller House. Button.
Select. Like it automatically turns it on Netflix.
Rating 5 2006 TVG 1 season. S1 : our very first show again. The entire Tanner clan comes together for a final reunion before the family home is sold, but parting turns out to be tougher than expected. Fuller rating 5 2006 rating 5 play Fuller House button.
Huh.
There we go.
Landscape.
It says
Home
play
button to
Fuller
the right.
House.
Back to browse button.
Letters pop out from a white background, then turn red. Netflix. Bold black lettering over a shield logo bearing the letters WB forms Warner Horizon Television. A baby sits in the back of a convertible car between Jesse and Joey, with DJ and Stephanie in the front and Danny in a ball cap at the wheel. As they drive across the Golden Gate Bridge, the title appears in bright yellow. Full House. The family runs and tumbles through a sunny park, and the baby watches a soccer ball roll by. The sun shines on a street of Victorian houses. A title in bright yellow letters announces 29 years later. In the cozy wood interior, a baby sitting in a high chair as a familiar figure pops up from behind the kitchen counter.
Hey, Tommy.
It's Danny Tanner.
You didn't see your grandpa drop this piece of bread, did you? Good. I'll just feed it to Joey. Good morning, Daniel. Good morning.
Still suave and in good shape, Jesse comes downstairs. He and Danny smile at each other.
Hey, Tommy, let's show your Gramps the gift your Uncle Jay got you. A onesie fit for a king.
An Elvis onesie. Joey comes upstairs. Joey makes moose horns with his hands.
When are you going to give up this whole Elvis thing? It is so childish.
In a bare knuckle fight, Elvis destroys Bullwinkle every time. He knows karate.
Baby Elvis and Pajama Bullwinkle square up until Bullwinkle's kicked between the legs.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Jesse makes Elvis dance on the counter, then puts him back in the high chair.
Come on, King.
Oh, good morning.
Rebecca, blonde and slim, comes downstairs and joins the guys.
Man, oh man, I'm exhausted.
Oh, yeah? From last night?
No, from walking up and down all those stairs to the attic. We made that climb every day for 7 years.
Mm-hmm. No wonder your butt was so firm.
What do you mean, was?
Let me did I say was? I meant is. I didn't kiss me.
Jesse and Rebecca kiss.
It's so fun having you guys crashing here this weekend, but I got to admit, it is a little weird.
You know what's weird? Joey's 60 years old and he's still wearing the same Bugs Bunny pajamas.
Weird. I'm 55-ish, and these happen to be brand new.
Good morning.
DJ arrives with a beaming smile. She kisses Danny, then Rebecca, Joey, and Jesse.
Good morning. Morning. Morning.
Morning.
Morning. Did I miss anyone?
No, but I'll take seconds.
Oh.
Joey kisses Danny, who grimaces. Joey clutches his heart.
Okay, I have 15 minutes to eat breakfast, and then I have to go open the pet clinic. Dad, remember, you're taking the boys to school this morning.
Got it.
You guys must be so pumped. Moving to LA to host your own national morning show? What's it called again? Oh,
Wake Up, USA. Starring Danny Tanner.
well, really starring Rebecca Donaldson-Katsopoulos.
Isn't she adorable? But my name's first. Not that it matters, but it matters.
Let's not forget about my new job. I'm moving to LA because I'm the new music composer on my favorite soap opera, General Hospital. They always hire the best actors on there, don't they?
Jesse consults baby Tommy.
Surprise!
Bubbly Stephanie joins the reunion, and there's a group hug.
Hello! I thought you were stuck in England. Oh, no, love. I just wanted to make a flashy entrance.
Steph, that accent's really cute. Would you please stop doing it?
What accent? Oh, Dadums, don't be daft. Now, where's my little sis?
Well, Michelle sends her love, but she's busy in New York running her fashion empire.
Everyone looks pointedly to camera at length. Stephanie shrugs.
Oh. Me. That's me. That one's me.
Joey! Oh,
Hi, Steph.
hello. How is Las Vegas treating you?
Steph, I am doing 10 shows a week at the Venetian, and I don't like to brag, but I'm kicking Carrot Top's butt.
Here they are, still in college after 6 years, Nikki and Alex Katsopoulos.
The boys enter with huge smiles.
Believe it or not, we only need to pass 2 more classes to graduate.
So what's that, another 3 years?
Dad, you're hilarious.
Haha!
You know, the best part about college is that we got hella good at surfing.
They throw surfing poses.
80 grand, so they can do this.
Time for breakfast. I have to get to work. I've got a bride and a groom whose dog swallowed their wedding ring. That's what you get for making a beagle your best man.
All right, listen, before we eat, I have something very important to say, okay? Damn, we all still look good.
Everyone grins.
Especially me. You guys teased me about the hair cream and all the moisturizers I used to use. Look at my face. It's like a baby's butt, and I got a beautiful mane.
Hola, Tanneritos!
Enter Kimmy Gibbler. She looks a little freaked out.
Whoa, I'm having an acid flashback. But I never dropped acid. I did take an antacid once. I must be having an antacid flashback.
Kimmy, why are you here, and why did I never fix a lock on that door?
Dad, be nice. Kimmy's helping me throw your going away party. I'm an event planner now. When you're ready to party, do it Gibbler style.
I don't know if I want to do anything Gibbler style.
Well, the party tonight will be brilliant since DJ Tanner will be spinning. I am? Not you, DJ Tanner. Me, DJ Tanner. It's my official DJ name. You stole my name? Why couldn't you call yourself DJ Stephanie? Because there's already a DJ Stephanie. There's already a DJ Tanner. It's Steffi! Mighty Max! DJ Tanner. Action Jackson, hello. Oh, boys. I brought for you the hottest dance hits from the clubs of London. For you and for you.
I'm sure there are no inappropriate references to sex, drugs, or violence on those songs.
And I'll be taking those right back.
She takes back the flash drives.
Relax, Mom. I already know the bad words. Darn, booger, and Donald Trump.
DJ smiles and shrugs.
Becky, could you please pass the water?
It's water.
Water.
Water!
Just pass the OJ.
Well, Dad, we could have never gotten through this past year without your help. We really appreciate you taking us in.
Honey, I've loved having you here.
Oh, and I think I found the cutest little place for the boys and me.
You know, it just hit me what selling this house really means. We're saying goodbye to our family home.
I feel like this is my house, too. I was here more than my own home. Makes me want to just kick off my shoes and put my feet up.
Kimmy puts a foot up on the table. Even Tommy's unimpressed.
Oh, how rude!
Kimmy looks surprised at everyone's disgust.
Steph, is your accent gone?
Testing. 1, 2. Water. I'm American again.
Once again, my feet saved the day.
Yeah, but they smell like Trump.
1, 2, 3, 4.
A Netflix original series. Pictures show the family from Full House as they grow up. A Warner Horizon production. The title in large yellow letters appears over the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. Fuller House. The sun shines on the family's Victorian home in the city. Starring Candace Cameron Bure as DJ Tanner Fuller. Jodie Sweetin as Stephanie Tanner. Andrea Barber as Kimmy Gibbler. Michael Campion as Jackson Fuller. Elias Harger as Max Fuller. Sony Nicole Bringas as Ramona Gibbler. Dashiell and Fox Messett as Tommy. John Stamos as Jesse. Bob Saget as Danny. David Coulier as Joey. Laurie Laughlin as Becky. Scott Wanger as Steve. Blake and Dylan Toomey Wilhoit as Nikki and Alex. Created by Jeff Franklin.
You can double tap on it and it pauses it, which is what I just did, depending on how you have your phone. Like if you have it facing the way it's supposed to be, like, you know, where the home button is facing.
Landscape mode.
Yeah. Then you just flip down. There's the play button. And there's the volume thing I was talking about.
For the volume, you double tap and hold and slowly, very slowly, go up or down.
Audio and subtitle options button.
And that's where you change the description?
You can.
Okay. Cool. Well, we'll get back to the regular screen. Like, if I wanted to get out of this to go to something else, is there another button that closes it?
Back to browse button.
Yeah.
Yep.
Portrait play Fuller House button.
Okay. Sounds good. Oh, and one more thing, guys. There's a special announcement for LBB's 7th birthday. We're going to announce what the surprise is, that as far as you registering for one site plus LBB's site, you know, the email register. And don't worry, we will go in and just randomly choose a name at will. No, Will, we're not talking about you if there's a guy named Will. And you'll win. And the winner will be informed by the beginning of October?
Sure.
I didn't mean to pull her teeth there.
That just gives us plenty of time to make sure that everything is okay.
Yeah, and everything is done fairly, of course. So, stay tuned, guys, and again, we'll see you soon. This is Sean.
This is Stephanie.
And thank you for listening to the Living Blind Blog, whether you like it or not. She made me say it.
Totally.
You've been listening to the Living Blind Blog podcast. Interact with the hosts on Twitter by following Living Blind Blog.
Welcome to TheTechCove. Here's Sean.
Hello, this is Sean Hasbray. No, not British, but I'd like to give you a quandary for a moment. What does the BBC have to do with Max? And even furthermore, to get descriptive into this situation, what does drums and random numbers have to do with today's show? They're all topics that we're going to cover today. iOS and Mac style. So without further ado.
Hi, this is Sherry, and I am going to introduce you to the random number generator. It's a cute little app from Pocket Labs. It gets 4.5 out of 5 stars, and one of the reasons I love it is that it only takes up 800K. I have too many apps on my phone. It's nice when some of them are little. So this little guy will give you a random number between the two numbers that you input. On the App Store, it's called random tilde number, because I guess they thought it would be cute to put a tilde between the two words of the title. There's no space, random tilde number. It's the punctuation mark tilde. But you can find it by searching for random number and selecting the one that says Pocket Labs. Okay, so you might want a random number generator if you want to roll a die and you need a number 1 through 6, or if you want to select a number 1 through 10, if you want to flip a coin and you would like it to give you a 1 or a 2 randomly, or if you've got 535 entries in your great game, your raffle, whatever it is, and you want to pick the triumphant winner, you can put in a 1 as your low number and 535 as your high number, and it will select it for you. So let's have a look.
Random tilde number.
I'm going to click on that.
1. Text field.
And here we are in the app. It lands you on the first text field, and we'll just flick through these.
10. Text field.
There's the second text field. So this is those two text fields are the range. The next number you get will be where the answer is going to appear.
0.
Right now there's a 0 and there's a placeholder. And
Button.
there's an unlabeled button. There's only one button though, so the fact that it's unlabeled is not too much of a problem. So if I want a number between 1 and 10, all I have to do is tap that button. And nothing sounds like it happened. So I'm going to put my finger back on the screen and slide up.
3.
And there I find a 3. So I'm going to flick to the button again.
Button.
Press it. Nothing seems to have happened, but I'm going to put my finger down on the screen and slide up.
4.
And I find the 4. I'm going to flick again to the button.
Button.
Put my finger down on the screen and slide up.
Button. 9.
9. So that was great, but say I don't want a number between 1 and 10. Say I want some kind of other number. So let's flick back through these.
10.
There's
Text field.
There's my high range.
1. Text field.
There's my low limit. So I'm going to click on that 1.
Text field is editing. Character mode. 1. Insertion point at end.
It gives you the numbers stretched out across the screen, not in a telephone arrangement, and it will not actually allow you to input anything that is not a digit 1 through 9 or 0. If you try to put in something that is something it doesn't want, you'll get this, and it just clicks at me.
Period. Apostrophe.
Doesn't like any of those. So I'm going to make sure that that field is empty by going to find the delete button and deleting everything.
Quotation mark. Delete. 1. Delete.
Okay. So let's make the low end of our range
1.
a
2.
We'll take 2.
2.
2. Okay. Awesome. And now I'm going to hit the done button, which is in the lower right hand corner of the screen.
Done. Button.
It has already landed me on the button, but I don't want to be on the button yet. I'm going to flick back.
9. 10. 2. Text field.
There's my 2.
2. Text field.
That's the first one, the low limit. I'm going to go one flick forward.
10. Text field.
And let's say I don't want that to be 10 anymore, so I'm going to double tap on it.
Text field is editing. Character mode. 10. Insertion point at end.
And I'm going to delete that 10.
Delete. 0. Delete. 1.
And what would I like my high number to be? How about 5?
1, 5, 5.
There's my 5. I'm going to find the done button on the lower right.
Done.
There we go.
Button.
So it landed me nicely back on that button. I'm just going to go ahead and double tap on that button. And again, it didn't seem to have done anything, but it did put the number there. It's just not going to tell me until I go looking for it. So I'll put my finger down on the lower half of the screen and slide up.
5.
Oh, it gave me a 5. That's kind of nice. I'll flick back to the button.
Button.
Again, I don't know what it did, so I'm just going to go from the bottom of the screen up.
4.
4. Oh. Flick back to the button.
Button.
And again, put my finger down on the bottom of the screen and slide up.
Button. 5.
And the 5 again. So, again, it doesn't do much, but it's cute and useful. It does this one thing, and it does it really well. Thanks.
This podcast has been brought to you by the AppleVis community. For the latest in resources and tips and tricks to help you get the best from your Apple device, visit us online at www.applevis.com.
So, you pissed away your paycheck at the bar again this weekend, huh? And you don't exactly keep your refrigerator full because you're lazy and single. Which means you're out of food again. Well, don't worry, because now there's a box of frozen food substance made for pathetic people just like you. Introducing No Choice Microwavable Meals. No Choice meals are the #1 choice of recent college graduates and men in their 30s and 40s who still don't have their shit together because they have no choice and they're always on sale. Each No Choice meal comes with a self-persecuting life lesson, like Shrimpless Alfredo, featuring no shrimp, because shrimp is expensive and you don't deserve any. Also try our 1 cheese ravioli, because 4 cheese ravioli is for responsible adults who contribute to society. Thanks to No Choice meals like It Might Be Salisbury Steak, you don't have to get motivated anytime soon, and every No Choice meal is just as sad as your future, with the salty flavor of regretful tears. And since No Choice meals have no discernible flavor, just mix it all together with ketchup and get it behind you, like your wasted potential and each sad, pointless day of your meaningless life. No Choice meals, because your life will never change. This is how you live.
Hey, what's up, AppleVis friends? My name is Mike Malarcy. Thank you so much for hanging out today. I'm going to show you guys just how to use the keyboard commander. I'm going to let you know right up top that if you're not using this yet, you're working a bit harder than you need to. Once you get the hang of this thing, you're probably really going to love it. First and foremost, you should know how to turn it on. Hold your VO keys, hold Shift, and push the letter K to toggle it on and off.
Keyboard commander off. Keyboard commander on.
Now, the awesome thing about the keyboard commander is it lets you set up simple shortcuts to do a lot of different things, like open up applications or jump to text fields in Safari, things like that. There's a huge amount of options, so what you're going to have to do is go and look through them to see what you will find useful. Now, there are some defaults. For example, the right option key is your default modifier key. If you hold that and push M, it'll open Mail. S will open Safari. T will tell you the time. There's a lot of simple things that it can do as soon as you turn it on. But what I want to do is show you guys how to customize it. And I'll show you a couple of the things that I've done with mine that make my life just a wee bit easier. Now, what we need to do is jump up into our VoiceOver utility so we can take a look around. So hold your VO keys. Depending on your configuration, you might have to hold the function key and then hit F8.
Opening VoiceOver utility, VoiceOver utility, VoiceOver utility, window, utility categories, table.
Once it opens, your focus will be on this table right here. Go ahead and interact and scroll down to commanders.
Interact with verbosity, speech, navigation, web, sound, visuals, commanders.
Once you're there, stop interacting and scroll to the right.
Trackpad, selected, numpad tab, 2, keyboard tab, 3 of 4.
And select keyboard.
Press keyboard, selected, quick nav tab, enable keyboard commander, checkbox.
Okay. If you can't remember the keyboard shortcut VO Shift K, you have a little checkbox right here that you can also use to turn it on and off.
Use. Right option key. Use. Pop-up button.
And here are the options for the modifier keys. By default, again, it's the right option key. You can leave it like it is, or use the left option key, or set it to use both, depending on what kind of shortcuts you set up.
Keyboard commander table.
Okay, here we have our table. Now, basically, the left-hand row or column. The left-hand column is going to be the keys that you use, and the right column is going to be the action. I'll show you what I mean. Let's interact with this.
Interact with keyboard commander table. Row 1. Keyboard key. Keyboard key 2.
Okay, keyboard key 2. So basically, this is telling me what's going to happen when I hold my right option key and push the number 2.
Command increase rate menu button.
It's going to turn my rate up. Right option and 1 will turn mine down. These are ones that I set up. Like I said, I mentioned a couple of the defaults. You don't have to come in here and see what else there is. But these are really easy to create and really easy to customize.
B. Command find next button. Menu button.
Okay, I have the B to find the next button.
Toggle screen curtains on or off. Menu button. Keyboard key. C.
C will turn my screen curtain on and off. So on and so forth. I think you guys kind of get the idea. What you really need to know, though, is how to create these yourself. So if we stop interacting.
Stop interacting with keyboard commander table. Row 4 add button.
You'll find this add button here. Go ahead and hit that. And it's going to jump your voiceover focus back into that table where we just were.
Press add button.
Okay.
Command menu button. Keyboard key blank.
So we have a blank keyboard key.
Command menu button.
And a menu button. So basically what you want to do here is figure out what key you want to use to make the action happen and then find it in this menu. There are a lot of options. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
Menu. General submenu. Information submenu. Navigation submenu. Text submenu. Web submenu. Find submenu. Tables submenu. Size and position audio submenu. Braille submenu. Visuals submenu. Hotspots submenu. Custom commands submenu.
Okay, so inside of each one of these, there's a lot of different things you can do. Custom commands, for example, will let you open different applications, run Apple scripts or automated workflows. So depending on what you use in your normal workflow, I mean, that's going to dictate what you pick here. So as you can probably imagine, depending on what you select here, it will dictate where you can use it. If you pick something in the web, for example, you're going to use it in Safari. But there are things you can set up to, say, jump straight to your dock or straight to your desktop. Really, there are options for almost any keyboard command, any voiceover command you want to give this thing, you can customize and use them here. So let's go ahead and actually create one.
Information, general,
I'm going to go to general.
Add pronounce, bring window to click mouse, close window. Describe size of window.
Let's find something we actually want to use.
Drop marked item, drop marked escape, fat, ignore, interact with, item chooser, keyboard help, label item, mark item, mouse down, mouse up, move left, move right, move up, online, open activity, open application, open commands menu, open quick start, open shortcut, open verbosity, open voiceover utility, open window chooser, pause or open window chooser.
Let's use this, window chooser. That's a command that I use all the time. So instead of hitting the VO keys and finding the F2, hitting that thing twice, we're going to set up something a bit easier. So we'll just VO space here.
Press open window chooser, open window chooser.
And now we're back to the table that shows all of our commands that we've got set up.
Keyboard key blank.
And again, you can hear our keyboard key is blank.
Command open window chooser, menu button.
And it's going to open the window chooser when we set it up.
Keyboard key blank.
With your voiceover focus on the keyboard key, go ahead and hit return.
Edit text, blank.
Once you hit return, you'll hear that you have a text field, and then you just need to pick the letter or number or whatever key you want to use. I'm just going to use F for this, and then we'll hit return again. And now...
Command open window chooser, menu, keyboard key, F.
Okay, it tells us that right option, again, which is the modifier I've got selected, and F will open my window chooser.
Window chooser menu.
Perfect. That's much easier. Hitting 2 keys is way easier than hitting the 4 or whatever that normal command is. I think you guys might be getting the point. Again, it's really helpful to come in here and to look around, really explore these options, and think of the commands, the things that you're doing in your daily use, and find an easier way to make it happen. I've often found that the hardest part of using the keyboard commander is just remembering all of the different things that I've got set up. But the great thing is that anytime I forget, I can just come right into the VoiceOver utility and look at the list here to refresh my memory. So hopefully, if you're not using the keyboard commander, this little first look, this little demo into the power and the usefulness of it will convince you to give it a shot. If you are using it, I'm curious to hear what commands you use the most. Obviously, everybody's going to have different preferences, different uses for this kind of thing, but I want to know what you use. So let me know. And if you guys have any questions or comments or anything about this, go ahead and reach out. I'm on Twitter at Mike Malarcy. If there's anything I could do for you, just holler. Thanks for taking the time to hang out with me today, folks. I appreciate it. That's all I've got for you right now.
Hey, Justin, what's up?
I'm just looking up blind resources on the computer here, Sean. There aren't hardly any.
Yes, there are. Living Blind Blog.
It says their site's been changed. Something about they're going through different changes. I don't understand. They were okay.
Yeah, but they're gonna get better, duh. I mean, with me on the staff.
You, Sean?
Yes, me. Yes, me.
It doesn't say anything about that coming.
That's why it's going to be a coming soon surprise. Of course, I'll be able to post more things, and I'm gonna ask a few of my blind friends to help. So, whether you're gay, straight, parent, single, or just curious about cooking, which is kind of cool. So, there's nothing to worry about. Living Blind Blog will be back soon, very soon, with all new changes that are great. Even some live feed podcasts. So, don't worry your little head. Just enjoy what you can find right now. Because things can only get better from this point.
Oh, that sounds cool, Sean. It's like a commercial.
The Living Blind Blog.
Hello, everybody. This is Scott Davert. I am here to take a look at the BBCI Player radio application. This is the international version. I'm not in the UK, so I don't have full access to all of the content that the BBC offers, at least not without doing some trickery, but we can't really talk about that, I don't think, so I'm not going to. It's also important to note that this is not the iPlayer TV. That is a totally separate application that does offer some audio described content as well. But we're talking about iPlayer Radio. And if you like a lot of the BBC programming, I think you'll find this app to be one that you like to use. In fact, it's one that I use, even though I can get some of these programs on other apps like OTunes or even TuneIn Radio or Radium. I have all of the BBC content that is available to me here on this app. And there are some unique things that I don't think you can do in any of the actual radio apps that I just mentioned and others. So we'll get into that here on this podcast. First thing I'm going to do, of course, is launch the app.
iPlayer Radio active.
There it is.
iPlayer Radio menu button.
This is the main menu. I have not done anything with this device and this app yet. So this is what you'll see when you first launch it, but it's not going to differ from what you'll see when you launch it really 2 months from now, even if you use it every day. The menu button is in the upper left corner. We'll come back to that. Let's just explore this screen real quickly. I'll flick to the right.
Search button. World Service. Outside source button.
World Service, outside source. Outside source is the title of the program that is currently playing on the World Service, and that will always be there. Even if you have been listening to something else, that's still going to be there. You'll also see
play button
always there, and that will play the World Service. After that, once you have played something, you'll see another play button along with whatever program is on the station you were last listening to, or whatever you were last listening to. That's the only difference. Let's go ahead and explore the menu. I'll go back to the upper left corner.
Menu button. Information button.
You can read that on your own. Just information about the iPlayer radio and what's out there, that sort of thing.
Settings button.
There's a few things in here we'll look at really quickly.
Set menu button. Set up parental guidance.
If you want to go ahead and look at that on your own, feel free.
Download settings button.
We'll look at this really quickly because it is a good thing to set.
Download over mobile networks. Switch button off.
So if you don't want your cellular data plan to download content from the BBC, you can leave this off or turn it on if you want to have it on.
By enabling this, downloading programs and podcasts will use your mobile data allowance when not connected to Wi-Fi.
That's what I said. Wow. I guess they don't trust me.
Download quality heading.
Here we have the download quality, which I like. I think it's a really great feature that they give you different options.
Best for disk space. The perfect option if disk space is at a premium button.
Not my preferred choice, but if you don't really care about audio quality, certainly if you're just doing some kind of a talk show, it's not going to be a problem. But if you're going to listen to a music program, like what I'm going to demo here shortly, you probably want the highest quality.
Selected Best All-Rounder, a great balance of both audio quality and disk space button.
Self-explanatory, as is.
Best of the best, the highest quality we offer, perfect for audio files button.
That would be the one that I would choose. In fact, I'm going to.
Selected Best of the best, the highest quality we offer, perfect for audio files.
Continue flicking to the right.
Back button.
And you have the back button here.
Download settings.
And that's where we're at. I flick to the right again.
Close button.
And you have close. So you can use either the back button or the close button. I'll go ahead and use close.
Close. Menu button.
And we're back to our friendly menu in the upper left corner of the previous screen. We'll go ahead and go back there now.
Information button. Settings button.
That was all I wanted to show you in there.
Search button.
Search is kind of an interesting one. You can search for a program. You can search for any number of things. I'm going to go ahead and just go through this whole menu, and then we'll talk about each item in turn.
Home button.
That's where you are when you start the app.
Schedule button. Highlights button. Downloads button. Clock button. Categories.
Then you have all of your different categories here that you can look at programs.
Comedy button. Documentaries button. Drama button. Entertainment button. Factual button.
I won't go through all of them. I'll go ahead and skip down to the bottom here.
Sport station. Radio 1 button.
And then we had the stations heading, and now you have all of the different stations you have here. Radio 1.
Radio 1 Extra button.
Radio 1 Extra.
Radio 2 button.
2.
Radio 4 button. Radio 4 Extra button. Radio 5 Live button. Radio 6 Music button. Asian Network button. Selected World Service.
That's what's currently selected.
Radio Scotland button. Radio Nangaidhiel button.
I'm glad they have one for me that's in my land. That's kind of cool.
Radio Ulster button. Radio Foil button. Radio Wales button. Radio Simru button. Dismiss menu button.
And now you have the dismiss menu button, which is the last option that you have here for this particular screen. I'll go back now and we'll have a look at the search button.
Search button. Search field is editing. Find a program or podcast. Insertion point at start.
I want to find a show that I like and have for many years called The Essential Mix. I'll go ahead and type that in and we'll do a search for it.
Alpha. India.
There it is. I typed it up on the braille display. I'll hit space with .8.
Essential Mix. Search field.
And let's see what we have.
BBC Radio 1's Essential Mix button.
I believe that is what we're looking for. Let's see what else.
BBC Radio 1's Essential Mix. Solo Monet Pacha button. BBC Radio 1's Essential Mix. Andrea Oliva button.
It's actually Olivia, but okay.
BBC Radio 1's Essential Mix. Nora Unpure button. BBC Radio 1's Essential Mix. One Man button.
Let's say I want to hear what One Man did for his Essential Mix. If I double tap on this.
Back button. Contains language which may offend.
Huh. Sounds like my daily vocabulary.
Play button.
Now I have that program and it's up here on the screen, and the second I double tap play.
Pause.
BBC Radio 1. This program contains strong content and adult themes that some people may find offensive. If you are easily offended, go to the BBC Radio 1 website to listen to another show. This is BBC.
Are they talking about the AppleVis podcast?
Shows for 30 days with the BBCI Player radio app.
Now,
This is
And we have the intro to the Essential Mix. I'm going to pause that. The magic tap works, by the way. And let's have a look at the screen now.
2 hours.
That's the length of the program.
BBC Radio 1's Essential Mix. One man steps into the Essential Mix DJ booth. Read more button.
So you can read more about the particular program, and the type of summary you're going to get is going to vary based on program.
Share button.
You have your standard sharing options here.
First broadcast, the 9th of July 16th. Available for 6 days.
So this is available for 6 days only. Now, you may recall earlier we were talking about downloads. This is one of those shows that is not available for download. You can only play it, and Radio 1 only allows you to play the latest Essential Mix for 1 week, and then it goes away.
Tracks. See all tracks button.
We have a track list underneath here. Again, this is kind of contextual. Some programs that you may listen to might not have that.
Jupiter by Cam Andy button. Share button. Someone Gave You by Fade button.
These are the tracks. It doesn't show all of them.
Share more. See all episodes button.
You can see all episodes.
Solo Monet Pacha button. Andrea Oliva button.
These are the shows that for whatever reason they decided, hey, we're going to make these available. These are cool things that we want to keep on for people to listen to.
Nora Unpure button.
And you have this for each program that you might want to listen to.
Clips. See all clips button.
Clips or highlights.
Solo Monet Pacha button. Radio 1's Essential Mix at 20. Paul Oakenfold's Go Mix. Director's Commentary button.
You get the point.
Live at Radio 1 heading close button.
Radio 1, of course, is the station, and then you have the close button.
Play button.
And the play button.
BBC Radio 1's Essential Mix. One man. Expand player button.
And here we have the expand player, which is the bottom of the screen. I'll go ahead and expand the player.
Expand play. Radio 1. BBC Radio track position 34 seconds of 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 12 seconds. Adjustable.
So this is adjustable. I'll go ahead and start playing it again so you can get the idea when I flick up and down what happens.
Hi Radio 1, this is Ben Clark. Hey guys, it's Steve Angelo.
Of 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 12 seconds.
This program contains strong content and adult themes that some people may find offensive.
Welcome to the Apple Viz podcast. Sorry, I couldn't help it. Anyway, I flicked up, and you saw there it went back to pretty much the start of the program. If I flick down, it will do the opposite.
Go to the BBC.
1 minute, 2 minutes, and 9 seconds of 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 12 seconds.
It's about...
And I'm not going to sit there and make you listen to this whole thing. Let's have a look at the other things that are on the screen, though.
Rewind 20 seconds button.
Pretty self-explanatory.
Play button.
So if I hit this...
Pause.
DJ One Man bringing you the best in the underground on the Essential Mix.
I guess that is. I double-tapped again to pause it.
Forward 20 seconds button. Clock button.
The clock is an interesting feature. We'll go ahead and explore that here. And let's say, for example, this is what I wanted to wake up to. I'll double tap.
Alarm.
So we have alarm settings, which Voiceover did not speak, but it shows here in Braille.
Alarm settings button.
So you have alarm settings.
Night mode button. Sleep timer button.
You can set the sleep timer. That's totally accessible. If you want to have it go, you can go anywhere from 1 minute to 4 hours.
Clock. Close button.
And that is all. Let's go ahead and go back to the upper left corner.
Alarm settings button.
Take a look at this.
Time 7 button.
So that's the time by default that it's set for is 7 a.m. 0700. But if I want to change that, I can double tap.
Time, 7.
And flick to the right now.
07, 5000 of 10,000. Picker item, adjustable.
There aren't really that many choices. I have no idea why it's showing that, because this is the hours, and of course there's only going to be 24 of them. If I flick up.
08, 5001 of 10,000.
And back down.
07, 5000 of 10,000.
We have the same thing here for the minutes.
00, 4,981 of 10,000. Picker item, adjustable.
That's a lot of options.
Station, world service button.
So it does not allow you to wake up to a program that you're streaming, but it does allow you to pick a station, for example. And by default, world service is selected because we haven't actually listened to a live station yet, which is one of the things we're going to do. But you could set that to whatever station you wanted to wake up to.
Snooze, 5 minutes button.
That's also accessible. You can set it at 5 minutes or a few other intervals.
Alarm volume.
Flick to the right.
Volume, 88%, adjustable.
So if you wanted it to be quieter for whatever reason, maybe you had it plugged into your sound system or something, you have that option.
Set alarm button.
You can set the alarm.
Back button.
And go back.
Alarm. Close button.
And close.
Close button.
So I think close and go back are pretty much the same thing. Let me
close.
Double tap close.
Dismiss player button. Radio 1. BBC track position 2 minutes and 31 seconds of 2 hours, 3 minutes and 12 seconds adjustable.
So as you see there, it is of course back in the player. Now one thing I will tell you about the alarm is that you have to have the player open and you have to leave the screen unlocked and plugged in. Obviously you want to have it plugged in because your battery will die. And night mode will make it go completely dark. I'll turn the brightness down to 0% if you don't already have that set, which I always do. Let's go ahead and get out of here.
Clock button. Forward 20 seconds. Dismiss player button.
There we go. Dismiss player.
Dismiss player. Close button.
Close.
Close. Back button.
We'll go back.
Back menu button.
Now here we are at the main menu, or the menu as it's called. I'll go back in here. This is again where you're going to pretty much do everything that you want to do with this player. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a way to add favorite stations. I kind of wish there was.
Information button. Settings button. Search button.
We've already been over those.
Home button.
You've seen that.
Schedule button.
I'll double tap.
Menu button. Schedule heading. Search button.
You can search, but that does not search the schedule. It searches for a program, like I just did with the Essential Mix.
Radio 1 button.
And here you have all your different stations that you can choose to pull up a schedule for. Let's go ahead and take a look at Radio 4.
Radio 1 extra. Radio 3. Radio 4 button. Selected. Radio 4. Radio 4. Radio Asian Network button.
So you have all your stations still up here.
Radio Scott. Radio Saturday. 2nd. July button. Sunday. 3rd. July button.
And you have all of your days going back an entire month.
Wednesday, 6th, July button. Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
You get the point.
July button.
Now let's go ahead and move around with the rotor, see if we can do anything with that.
Words, speech, volume, sound, contain, headings.
See what we have for headings here.
Heading not found. Schedule, heading.
We have the schedule heading that was at the top, but unfortunately,
heading not found.
That is the only thing we have. However, if I go to containers,
containers,
and now I flick
Radio 1 button.
Now we're in the area where we can select a station.
Radio 1 extra button.
There you go. I just flicked to the right. Now let's try flicking down again.
Saturday, 2nd July button.
Now you're at the main scheduling area, so you can select whatever date you want. Just flick down again.
Started at 5:45. 15-minute drama. Tinsel Girl and the Big Reunion, Episode 1 button.
So now you see what we have currently. If I flick to the right, we'll see the next item that's currently on.
Started at 6. The Untold. The Prison Wedding button.
So you get the idea. Now if I flick back to the left...
Started at 5:45.
We have that one.
Started at 5. Woman's Hour. Calais, Jungle Camp, Edinburgh Fringe, Attitudes Towards Disability button.
Well, that could be interesting, but it wasn't a whole hour. It was only 45 minutes, so whoever wanted to hear that program kind of got ripped off. I'll go ahead and double tap on that.
Menu button. Play button.
It is now over with. If I double tap play...
Pause. Radio 4.
BBC News
Woman's
at
Hour.
10 o'clock.
Calais,
Greater
Jungle
Manchester
Camp,
police have
Edinburgh
charged 4
Fringe,
boys,
Attitudes
including a
Towards
12-year-old,
Disability
with the
button.
murder of a man who was assaulted outside a McDonald's restaurant in Ashton-under-Lyne. The victim, who was in his 40s, was attacked
This is the
on
news
Wednesday
update.
evening. The other boys are aged 16
Track
and
position,
17.
17
All
seconds of
4 are due
48
to appear
minutes
before
and
magistrates
6 seconds
in Oldham.
adjustable.
Let's see what happens if I flick down.
Opposition MPs have accused David Cameron of
1 minute and 22 minutes and 27 seconds of 48
day-to-day
minutes
life for the
and
women
6
in the
seconds.
unofficial jungle and the official camp in Calais. Whatever happened to Sure Start, one of the flagship policies of the 1997 Labour government? And Emma Claire Sweeney will be here to talk about her debut novel Owl Song at Dawn and changing attitudes to disability. First, though, it's August, which means the Edinburgh Fringe Festival is back, and let's face it, we could all do.
You get the idea. And we have our standard player here that we had for Radio 1 with the Essential Mix.
Rewind 20 seconds, button, play, forward clock button.
And that's it. So let's go back to the upper left corner.
Dismiss player button.
To the dismiss player button, double tap.
Dismiss player, close button.
So I like that part of the schedule in that you can really navigate by containers and get around very easily. It would be nice if you could search the schedule, but unfortunately you can't quite do that. You can search and pull up the program like I did on the Essential Mix, but it's not quite, it won't tell me, for example, what time it's on. I happen to know that it comes on at 4 a.m. UK time, I believe, on Sunday mornings, but, I don't have that information from doing a search on the schedule. Let's go back again.
Close menu button.
We're back in the menu now. We're almost done here. I will go back into the menu again.
Information button. Settings button. Search home schedule button. Highlights button.
Highlights, you'll end up looking at different programs and you can play highlights and you have the same standard player that you have from the other two places we looked.
Downloads button.
We can look at downloads here.
Down menu button. Downloads heading. Search button. Download podcasts to listen offline wherever you see this button. Play button. Woman's Hour, Calais, Jungle Camp, Edinburgh Fringe, Attitudes Towards Disability. Expand player button. Image. Expand player button. Image.
And those are all the options that you have on this particular screen. Let's go ahead and go back.
Menu button.
The menu button is what we want in this case.
Downloads, head, menu button, information button.
So you have to find a show that has downloadable content, and obviously the shows that we were looking at don't, but it is there as an option and it is accessible. Let's go ahead and continue our journey through the menu.
Schedule, highlights, downloads, clock button.
We have the clock.
Categories.
And we have our categories, which I already showed you. Let's say, for example, I wanted to play Radio 1 right now.
Comedy button.
I could do that. I'm already on containers.
Charlie. Words. Speech rate. Vol sounds. Containers.
Or it would have been, but it got set to characters. Now we're on containers.
Radio 1 button.
There we are. Radio 1. I'll double tap.
Select back button. Menu button. Radio 1. Search button. On air button. Schedule button. Featured button.
You have all these different things that are listed on the station when you select it, so it's a bit different than when you're trying to play a program that's not live.
Mixes button. Guests button. Sessions button. Most popular button. Podcasts button.
Here we have podcasts for Radio 1, so you can pull up all the podcasts and download them if you want, and then go back into the downloads area and listen to whatever it is you want to download.
Clips button. Play button.
And finally, here at the bottom, we have play.
Stop.
And then the standard player options are available. So very well put together app, I would say. I'll go ahead and stop this now.
Play.
Let's go ahead and get out of here.
Back button. Back menu button.
And that's pretty much it. The other thing that you have at the bottom of all of that stuff for the categories and the stations is the dismiss menu button. And that will dismiss the menu. So that is a brief overview of BBC iPlayer Radio. I hope you found this demonstration helpful. It's a really good place to get all of your BBC content that's available in your region and to get it in a nice, easy-to-access format and also to play whatever the heck you want. So it's a really great thing. I know, especially for myself, I use this for the Essential Mix, and I use it for Radio 4 because I like a lot of the audio dramatizations that are on here. So it definitely serves its purpose on my iDevice, and hopefully it will for you also.
Funny when you know what happened.
On the late night, double feature, picture show.
Every Saturday, 9, 8 Central.
Hosted by me, Sean Hasbury, on www.95-the-mix.com. See you there.
Hi guys, this is Alex, and I want to do a demo on Superior Drummer, version 2. The things I'm going to talk about are loading presets within a particular extension, whether that be Superior Drummer extensions or EasyX libraries, changing libraries, adding libraries to the path, and saving and loading presets, so S20 files. And in the part 2, we're going to look at editing a preset by hand in Notepad, which will cover mixing, basic effects, and routing. So you can make a multi-track output for your drums and have several tracks in a track folder and do it that way. Very fun, and you'll notice a lot of flexibility there. I'll also talk about how to know what tracks they are and, a little bit of MIDI stuff maybe if there's, if I remember at that point. So let's just dive right in. First thing I want to do is load up Reaper.
Taskbar.
Reaper, and I'm using 4.6 something. This should still work in 3.x, but honestly, for what I do, I don't need 3.
Reaper V4.7.
Okay.
Track 1 track drum 1.
I already have a little demo thing loaded up.
Play.
A little bit of sample lag there. So we're just going to play with that. Anywho, so that's like a little demo track that I have here. What we're going to do first is make sure that our VST bridging and firewalling is set to in separate plugin process.
Reaper preferences dialog no colon. This security setting will cause edit. Find OK cancel. Property page no colon. Reduce denormalization. VST bridging / firewalling colon. Combo box in separate plugin process collapsed.
That's what you want. You don't want
automatic bridging left paren when required right paren.
Automatic bridging, because if you have a native x64 Superior like I do, and I'm running 64-bit, then you won't necessarily know what's going on, because you'll do flat review and then you'll see a whole bunch of other stuff. Superior will show up there, but it won't be as nice. So just take a little bit of the pain out of it.
One track drum 1 item versus T colon. Superior.
So let's open up this FX window here with F. I'm using Reaper Access. If you're using Osira, then just substitute the commands that you've assigned. Thank you, Jamie, by the way, for that. That's pretty beast. I haven't really put it into everyday use yet because I'm still used to Reaper Access, but I think I'm going to very soon. All right.
View FX chain for current track.
FX chain. Now, this should, if I hit tab,
Superior drummer.
Sometimes the focus will not be announced, so just hit tab, and it should just show up with the x64 bridged window. And what we're going to do now is go to flat review mode. NVDA plus numpad 7.
Screen review, blank, 18x to blank, drum, metal machine.
Screen review, sorry.
V2, top. Metal machine load / save.
So metal machine load / save.
Drum kit tool settings, blank, 18x22 code blank, release off, blank, 0 o'clock dot 048 kHz, blank, kick 1 right, KDR 283 megabytes, KDR.
All right.
Metal machine load /
So let's look at first loading various extension packs that you have installed.
V2, metal machine load /
So if you have several EasyXs working, you can just go through this.
Context menu, metal machine check.
Metal machine. I pressed NVDA enter on that.
Metal EasyX. Metalheads. N.Y avatar. Metalheads.
And
Metal Easy.
let's
Superior
use Metal EasyX, which will load the EasyX for that and the default preset for it.
Drum demo left track.
Go back to Reaper.
One track.
Space.
Play.
Having a little bit of a lag there. Sample. I can hear my hard drive. There we go.
Play.
Let's see if that works. Yes.
Stop.
Good deal. Got some symbols. So now what we're going to do is go back into the Superior interface.
View Superior drummer 2 left for NX6.
And
no next review.
Make sure we're in flat review.
Big blank, big crack kick, blank, drum, metal, EasyX, V2, 3, 1 left.
Now I want to show you how to load various presets in that EasyX.
Metal, EasyX load / save. Drum kit tool settings. Drum.
We'll get into the load / save thing later.
Context menu.
NVDA enter on that again.
None. Default kit. Basic kit. Mark Lewis submenu.
Now this has submenus. Not all EasyXs will have it. Like Metal Machine is like 3 kits. But this is a signature artist kind of thingy here.
Basic kit. Mark Lewis up.
So there's a bunch of stuff here.
Big crack kit left for default right for Fat metal room kit. Ring snap kit. Huge kit. Big crack kit left for default. Mark Lewis up. Jason Sukoff's Daniel Bergstrom submenu.
Let's go to Daniel Bergstrom and
kit.
load up one of his beasts.
Thrash twist. Vintage mode kit.
Yeah, vintage, man. This thing has a kicking, crazy kettle kick drum, man. I don't know. Don't really have a use for it, but it sounds cool. It's a very kind of nice acoustic-y style kit. So this is how you would change a preset within the current EasyX.
FX colon. Track. Drum.
So I'm just hitting escape. I'm not alt-tabbing away.
Play.
Now you'll notice there's a few things that are the same, like the Spock and the splash symbol are the same. But a lot of stuff has changed.
Stop.
Like the crash. But the entire kit itself, the actual drums are different. Now let's talk about loading and saving.
View Superior drum.
Your external S20 files.
No next review mode.
And I would set up a file association in Notepad right now for S20.S20 files, so that way when we get to the preset editing phase, you'll already be ahead of the game. and just going to load it up. So we're going to go back in and
Vintage blank. Drum kit metal. EasyX load / save.
Load/save.
X easy load.
It's like a little menu bar button thing.
Separator unavailable. Context menu. Save project.
So save project.
Load project.
Load project.
Load project is combined preset submenu. Load project is combined preset. Combined preset submenu. Default. User preset submenu. Save as ... User preset. Combined.
Now you can save these as combined presets, which is kind of cool because you can combine extensions. You can have that load. I don't know how to do that, but I am very much interested in doing it. I will eventually figure it out. I just haven't really bothered. I mean, I can usually tweak what I need.
Load project is combined preset.
So
load project, save project.
First, let's save this as its own kit.
Combined preset. Combined save project. Object review. Save project. Save sampler state dialog file name : file.
And let's just call this vintage.
Vintage. Items view list. Presets EZX not selected 1 of 18. Superior drummer 2 left for NX60.
There we go. That's done. Let's load a totally different kit now.
Top metal easy.
I saved one preset and let's load another.
V2, 3, top, V2, metal, EZX.
It's obviously the same as saving a preset, but the sooner you can get used to just whacking in there and just loading and saving, you'll be better off when we start to edit presets, because there's a lot of just loading. Because every time you make a change, you got to go back in there.
Metal, EZX load / save. Drum kit save / separator unavailable. Context menu.
So
save project. Load project.
Load a project.
Load sampler state.
And now for this.
Item presets EZX not selected. Vintage type middle .s28. Stamping ground. Snappy sneaky bolt thrower.
Let's do this one.
Superior drummer 2.
This is a Metal Machine preset, but I modified it. So you can see the power of S20 files, because you can load any preset from any library, assuming it's working.
One track drum, one item versus play. Stop.
So pretty isolated, kind of, nice shiny little snare drum there. Okay, so that was all possible because I actually have some libraries set up. So what I did is I went in and removed the metal library, just metal, ! EZX. And there's just metal. This is mostly what I do, but you can use this with any EZX or any Superior pack that you have. So any Superior library or whatever. So if you have like the claustrophobic EZX or the funk EZX, world drums, whatever you have, that'll all work. It's just going to be a little bit different name, but we'll get into that soon. So first we're going to go into Superior's interface and make sure that metal EZX does not show up.
No, next 18 blank. Drum kit metal machine V2 3 1 metal machine load context menu rock solid n.y avatar metalheads metal machine check rock solid n.y avatar metalheads metal machine check.
Nope.
Superior.
There's metal machine, metalheads, everything else, but there is no metal. Pure metal. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go and change this a little bit. I'm just going to close Reaper out because every time you make registry changes,
Reaper query dialog save project,
you have to restart the plugin, and I find it easier to it's easier to restart Reaper than it is to take the plugin offline and online again, or to re-add it or do anything like that.
Recycle.
It's a little less effort. You're already doing a bunch of stuff anyway, so. Now we're going to go to Registry Editor. Caution. Modifying the registry could be dangerous. Please don't do this unless you know what you are doing or you can edit things confidently. And I will be supplying the registry entries for the library paths, so there's not really much of an issue unless you have a different library than I have here, but that's no biggie because hearing this, you should be able to help yourself.
Run dialog, type the name.
Regedit. Regedit.
Registry Editor.
All right, we're in Registry Editor, and we're just going to look here.
List, left run default preview, Superior 2 1 of 1 level 6.
Superior 2. And I'm going to do a read status line here.
Computer / HKEY line local line machine / software / 6432 node / tune track / superior / superior 2.
So there's a big, huge, long path there. You don't really need to know that, but if you did catch that, it's if you already have a Superior 2, actually, yes, you will. If you installed Superior, you will have this already, so you don't have to worry about it. You could navigate here manually, or you can just do a find and put in Superior 2, no spaces, and you will find it.
List, left run default, right run sem.
So
preview, Superior 2 1 of 1 level 6.
That's the key name, Superior 2.
List, left run.
I'm going to tab, and here are all the string values.
CP key 2 semi, home path semi, red plug path 64, SDI version semi, red line SC.
Just arrowing down here.
SL line path line EZX line metalhead semi.
All right, now this is the good stuff. Since we're dealing with an EZX, let's examine the name of this string value.
S L line P A T H line E Z X line M E T A L H E A D S semi.
Now, if the name has several words, or at least 2 words, it will be camel case, and there will not be any underlines or anything in that. But the
SL line path
SL underline path underline.
SL line path line EZX line metalhead semi.
So SL underline path underline EasyX underline metalheads, and then metalheads is one word.
SL line path line EasyX line metal machine semi red line SC semi
Metal machine.
SL line path line EasyX line rock solid semi red line
Rock solid.
SL line path line SL avatar semi red line.
Now here is an avatar kit. This is the default Superior kit that you get, and it's a Superior Drummer native thing, so there's no EasyX there.
Object.
And now let's go look at this.
SL line PATH line SL dash AVATAR.
So it's not SL path EasyX. It's SL path SL, which Superior Library. That's what that is. So
SL line path line SL metal foundry semi red line SL line path.
And it also said SL hyphen avatar, and then avatar is in all caps. I'm having a little issue with the Metal Foundry, though. I'm having a problem. It won't load. I have everything set up, and it worked like last night. I don't know, man. I'm cursed. I wanted to do the podcast, and things start to go screwy.
SL line path line SL metal foundry semi.
Yeah, it's all there. I checked it like 80 times. But this works. Okay, so now we're going to add metal back in. So how do you do that? First, go extract and find, copy the metal EasyX libraries, the actual folder that says EasyX underscore metal from the DVD or wherever you got it, and put it in a folder somewhere. Put it in like a data folder, a samples folder, wherever you like to keep things like this. I actually was special and put it in VST plugins where all of my other crap is, because it was just kind of like, well, I'm setting it up and I'm impatient. I want it to work. And it was actually just like whatever. But that's how that happened. So I'm not the most organized guy as far as that went. But let's just continue. So what we're going to do in my case is go to Program Files x86 / VST Plugins / and then in there we'll find the EasyX thingies. So let's do that. Run C:\.
VST WaveArt 68 VST items view.
All right. So we have that loaded up, and I'm in Program Files / VST Plugins, and now let's just hit E.
EasyX line metal 5 of 64.
Wow, that's the first one. Okay. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. I just kind of had it disorganized in here.
EasyX line fat filter GC10 isoto.
Just like, oh god.
Image GC10 fat filter GC10 fat EasyX line.
So it's just like random folders that are not related to
EasyX line metalheads.
There's just plugins in here. I shouldn't have put samples in here. Oh well. It's been that way for 3 years.
EasyX line metal 5 of 64.
So now let's look at the name of this here.
EasyX line metal EX line M E Z X line M E T A L blank.
EasyX underline metal.
EasyX line.
Bam. So what we're going to do is go into the folder here.
EasyX line metal items view list.
And then do an Alt-D to copy the address. So Alt-D.
Address combo box collapse. Selection remove.
Copy
Select
it.
Address colon. C:\/ program files
or
left.
Cut it, whatever.
Registry editor list. SL line path line SL metal foundries.
And we're going to go to the registry editor, and I'm going to press Alt-E for the edit menu and select new and then string value. So let's do that.
Modify ... Files import ...
Oops.
Modify binary data new submenu. Key. String value. Registry editor list edit.
Value. And now we're going to put in SL underscore path underscore EasyX underscore metal. And if it's multiple words, like metal machine, rock solid, puffy pyro, and they have to be camel case. And it has to match the kit name. It has to match the kit name of the folder that you have of samples. So that's important. That it won't work. It won't work if you don't do that. Okay?
New value.
So let's put in SL underscore path underscore EasyX underscore metal.
SL line path line EasyX line metal. SL line path line EasyX line metal semi.
Okay, now that's an empty string value. And pay attention to capitals and lower cases. Use the other ones there as an example, and the folder name. So we're going to select this.
SL line path line EasyX line metal semi. Red line.
And I am now going to hit enter on it.
Edit string dialog value name colon. SL line path line EasyX line metal. Value data colon. Edit blank.
And it's blank. And we're going to paste in the address that we copied just a few moments ago. We're going to make sure that it's there.
Blank L.
Yes.
Registry editor list.
And we can close registry editor at this point.
EasyX line metal window. Address colon.
And we can close that at this point.
Desktop list. Recycle bin 1.
And we can open Reaper at this point.
Reaper 21 of 27. Reaccess. Reaper v4.76. 1 track drum 1.
All right, that's loaded up. And now let's go back into Superior, but first let's just make sure it worked.
Play. Stop. View FX chain for current track. Superior drum.
Good deal. Okay, now we load.
Screen read 18 blank. Release off blank. Release off. Drum kit metal machine load /save. Metal.
Metal Machine. Does Metal Easy X show up?
Context menu. Metal Machine check. Metal Easy X.
It does. Perfect.
Superior Drummer 2.
Whack enter on that.
Track view.
See what it does.
One track drum play.
It works. Oh, yay. I didn't need someone to click the wows. Do.
Stop.
That works. Happy man. So that's it for part 1. I don't want to cover too much because part 2 is going to be a pain because you have to edit presets. Now, I would recommend going through and looking at S20 files and just getting used to the format, kind of figuring it out. Maybe you can go, oh, hey, look, I know what he's going to cover in the next part. It sort of looks like CSS, at least as far as the braces and stuff. If you've ever messed with C++, it kind of looks like that. You know, the braces are like sections. Oh, also, if you want to experiment with superior presets, just go out on YouTube and start looking for presets with your given EasyX and superior libraries. So if you want like rock solid, you know, you'd put in superior drummer or easy drummer rock solid preset, and then just go through and find, I mean, there's plenty of presets that I've found that are just killer for various things. So both addictive drums and superior. So, and if the presets and everything work, then you just got a whole bunch of new tones. Nice. All right, guys. See you soon.
Thanks for listening to today's Tech Cove. We hope you've enjoyed today's program. Tune in again next week at the same time for another edition with Sean Hosbury.